welcome to Pagan Perspective. My name is Angel and I am your Wednesday Subs Weeks host. I hope this video gets uploaded because last month's video I tried so many times and it would not upload. Okay, so this week's question is a short one, but it's kind of deep, or at least I found it to be deep. Where do you see paganism by the end of the century? Okay, so I'm going to pre-warn everybody that this video is going to get a tiny bit political for a second. I apologize, but you'll see where I'm going with it when you listen. So, when you think about the future, right, you think about the present, because that's what's catapulting you into the future. So, you have to take the current environment, the current atmosphere of where you're at. And in America, our current atmosphere is a pile of poop. We have a lot of issues, horrible issues, and we have the current administration who seems to be making things worse. And they're, in my opinion, they're driving this whole agenda of intolerance and with a lot of ignorant kind of ideologies. And when you look at that right now and you're trying to see past that to the future, you think initially, we're in trouble, pagans. We're in trouble. But I don't think that way. You know, one thing is, there's a lot of people who say the current administration does not speak for America. And I know people think, well, yeah, a lot of people are saying that, but that's the point. A lot of people are saying that because they don't. We as an American people, because I'm only going to speak about America because I don't know other countries at all, but except ones I visited. So in America, you know, there is a intrinsic thing of willfulness about us, you know. I think we started out as rebels, we still are rebels, you know, to a fault a lot of times, but we are, regardless. And I think that even when you look at the current climate, which is bad, and you look towards the future, I can still see a lot of positive things, because regardless of what's going on in the current political agenda or political arena here, there's a lot of people fighting to make change for the better. There's a lot of people driving a tolerance and acceptance of people, and that is growing all the time. You know, it's growing with the women's movement that is re-energized now with equal pay and all kinds of different elements that are involved in that. And we're not going to go backwards. We are far too deep in this to go backwards. Pagans are not going to go away. I don't see that happening at all. We as pagans, and even other groups, would join, because it doesn't stop with one group. We've seen that throughout history, and so we're not going anywhere. And I think that we're just going to grow the same amount, or we're going to grow stronger. I live in New England area, which is I would say pretty Catholic. Now, we have a smaller amount of pretty rigid Catholics that go to every mass or whatever. I'm not familiar with Catholicism that well, so, but you always see them going to church and, you know, and all of that. But then you have people who they consider themselves recovering Catholics, and a lot of them are going to paganism or a string under the umbrella of paganism. And you have a lot of really open-minded people here who, even if they are Catholics that go more often, they're pretty much open-minded, or they just kind of go, you do your own thing, I'll do my own thing. It doesn't matter, you know. At least that's the feel I get here in New England, or in Massachusetts. I can't speak for all of New England. But I think that is pretty accurate throughout the country. You know, my mom she's always been a Methodist. She was a non-practicing Methodist when I was younger. And she was pretty non-religious until Hurricane Katrina. And then she just got super duper, like, Bible thumping religious, which freaked me out because that was not how I ever knew my mom. And she got real judgy. And, you know, really, I'm going to pray for your soul because of my beliefs and blah, blah, blah. And it really put a wedge in our relationship. And my mom swore she would never buy me anything pagan because it's the devil and blah, 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 blah. You know, the normal stuff that you hear. And something changed in my mom. And I might have mentioned this in another video ages ago, but my mom, one Christmas, bought me a book I already had. I think it's called The Book of Incense, Oils, and Brews, I think it is. She bought that for me. When I unwrapped it, I started crying because it was a huge deal. It was like a big monumental thing that my mom bought this book. Because she swore she would never, ever do anything like that. But my mom started to soften. Not that she doesn't believe what she believes in, but she just didn't feel that she needed to be... I don't want to say punish, but judge so harshly my beliefs to have her beliefs be validated. So, and I see a lot of people tending to lean that way. And that gives me hope. You know, the other thing is, I look at different generations, you know, I'm 45, almost 46, so people in their 30s, people in their 20s, people in their teens. I see these different generations, and these people are becoming more tolerant, more accepting, more open, more embracing of different ideas, and things are becoming norms, you know. To the younger generation, being gay is just a normal thing, you know, which is fantastic. But I look at that and I go, wow, you know, because growing up, that was not normal. People were mean to people who were gay. And although I never condoned it and never did it and would always say something to people, it was just something that people just did. And it was accepted, and it's just not now. And I think that's beautiful, but that speaks to the generations that are constantly evolving. And the more people who get open-minded, the future looks brighter, you know. And these different generations are people who are going to be running the country and the world by the end of the century. And looking at them and their beliefs now, it gives me hope. It gives me hope to think that these people, these different generations, they're getting better. I mean, they should, right? Every generation should be better than the last. So how I see paganism by the end of the century is perfectly fine. I see it being perfectly fine. I think people are still going to come to paganism, or some string or strand or vein underneath the pagan umbrella, because of the very essence of paganism. It draws people in who want to experience something different, and also who want to understand the mysteries of, you know, the unseen world, I'll say. So yeah, it gives me hope, and I think that it's going to be fine. It's going to be perfectly fine, and probably abundant at some point. You know, I think there's going to be a time between now and the end of the century that there's going to be a real big spike in paganism. I just feel, I don't know why, I just feel like there will be. So, that's my opinion. Apologize if I offended anybody's sensibilities, politically speaking, but I am entitled to my opinion, just like you're entitled to yours. And I think that when you look into when you're looking at a future idea, you have to take the current climate, whether it's political or religious or what have you. That's going to be where you start from. You have to have a place to start from. So that's where I started from when I started thinking about this, because you know, to look at it from a certain perspective, you go, wow, we're in trouble. And then I start thinking, no, I don't think so. So anyways, that's my spiel. I'm rambling now and I need to go. So have a great March, everybody. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And until the end of this month, blessed be.